You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's America's Got Talent After Show.
Well, hello, guys. We have the theme music. I like it.
That's like great intro.
I know, seriously. Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another exciting AfterBuzz TV after show for America's Got Talent.
AGT, baby!
This is week 10, night 1, and we are super excited today. I'm your host, Emile Ennis Jr., and I'm joined here today with my lovely co-host.
I'm Kaori Takee. Hello, guys.
Hey guys, I'm Kyra Batte.
And yeah, so we have an exciting show for you today. We're gonna recap week 10,
We always
night
do.
1.
Yeah.
And we're going to be speaking with somebody very special today who we love here. We're talking to Big Barry.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. So we'll be calling him later. But let's go ahead and dive right into. I did it again with my
We
dive.
did thesaurus. And you know what? I'm gonna start doing a scheduling list of the different words. We'll switch it up.
But
That's
let's
my
talk about last week because we made our
Alright.
predictions, and I believe we all said Turf, Tim Hockenberry, Donovan Rebecca, and Danielle Stallings.
Yes.
Yes.
And we were almost right, except for the Danielle Stallings one because
How
she
could we be wrong on that too? That I was shocked.
And you know, it came to the point where because Tom Cotter is the one who made it through.
Mhm.
We didn't really think he was that funny.
Right.
If anything, I think Big Barry should have got through over Tom
Oh,
Cotter.
here we go again.
I mean, honestly, though, because Tom Cotter, his jokes were not like, they weren't packing a punch like you would expect for somebody to go to the finals.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like it should have been way more. And,
Well, apparently America likes jokes.
well,
they like
America
comedy.
needs to get their taste together because Danielle Stallings was
Thank you.
amazing.
I know, but how many amazing singers do they see on The Voice, on American Idol, on X Factor? I mean, it's drowning after a while.
I guess.
But if we watch the last comic standing, there are people better than Tom
Ri-
Cotter.
Right,
Way
but
better.
Last Comic Standing doesn't even have a show anymore. So, they need more comedians.
Therefore, they shouldn't have comedians.
I
Just kidding.
I love
On reality
comedians
TV
if they're
shows.
good.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I just don't think Tom Cotter, well, not dissing the guy, I just don't think he was the best choice.
Yeah, I mean, I was completely surprised. I thought that our, predictions were
Mhm.
accurate.
Me
But
too.
the thing that made it
But-
worse is that it wasn't between Tom Cotter and Danielle Stallings. It was between Donovan and Rebecca and Danielle Stallings, which
That
means Tom
killed
Cotter
me.
was in the top 3.
Right, which God, it has to be rigged because Donovan and Rebecca were off the
Yeah.
hook.
There is
It didn't
no
make
way
any sense.
they could be
Mhm.
4 or 5. I mean, I'm just going to assume that Danielle was 5.
Right.
Sorry, Danielle. But
Yeah,
And it's just like, how can they be number 4? I thought
Mhm.
they were going to be at least 1 or 2.
right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
Well,
So
that's,
yes.
that's our criticism. But
But other than that, we're happy with the
Yeah.
the final 4 from
Yeah.
that week. I
so we'll
think.
see
Yeah.
what they have to do later to impress us. But I don't know. There's certain acts like Turf where we love him, but I just don't know what's going to happen with that because remember they were saying like it's interesting, but that's a big stage to fill.
precisely.
So
Well, who knows? He might fill him up with a random stage audience members like someone did.
we're gonna talk about that.
You know.
But let's get to the first group. The first group was the Untouchables dance troupe, and their parents were, or at least some of the kids' parents were finalists in the last season of
Mhm.
America's Got Talent. And they're these
Can
little
we
kids.
say rigged?
Yeah, they're these little
Just
kids
kidding.
from Miami. They have
Well,
this little
yeah.
spicy flavor, 8 to 13-year-olds. I mean, it was all right, but not anything to be raving about.
I would not spend money to watch them.
Right, and they were not. They
Yeah.
weren't like on point the whole time. Like
You're
it wasn't
good at
like
dance
precise. It
recital.
wasn't
Yeah,
like
exactly. A really good one. But.
right.
Mhm.
But I don't think it's $1 million act or whatever amount of money they get.
Yeah.
I mean, and think about how many like being famous at that age, all those kids going straight to their head, being brat faces. I just not good for them. They should stay home.
Strictly based on that fact.
Strictly based on the fact
What
that
is
we
gonna
do
happen
not
to
need more
Generation
brat
Z?
faces in society. You
Yeah.
know?
And I will second that. We really don't, but
We
that's just a
don't.
personal opinion. Yeah, I thought that they for them they did their minus a little things, but they did really good, their personal
Oh,
best.
yeah.
I just don't think that it's a really good show for Vegas.
Right.
But
Right.
I will say it has been better than their last ones, and I think they really took the note that they were less dance recital-y. It still was a dance recital, but less dance recital-y, and their costumes were very cute.
They were.
Who's voting for them?
America.
Well, think about it. There was like 30 people, and times their
Certain
families.
American.
That's
da,
true.
Da, 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 da.
That's true. And you can vote 10 times per method, and it's 3 different
Imagine how
methods
many
to
family
I
vote.
know
members
they
they
have a
have.
crap load of family
So-
members.
Yeah,
I'm
where
sure.
it's just like one person.
Yeah.
Since those are the only people that are voting in the show.
Oh.
Totally being sarcastic. Yeah.
Well, they made it through, and I thought there was going to be a little tension between Howie and Howard right there, because Howie went on to a tangent. He was like, he was asking him, should I wear my hat or not? And then Howard was like, oh, no one cares. And I was waiting to see another argument between them, but luckily that got squashed.
I was just going to say, I was surprised that they didn't
Yeah.
fight this time.
Right.
Going back to.
Howard
Yeah.
wasn't as obnoxious in this
Yeah.
episode, or the last episode and this episode, as he was last
Well, he's
week.
had some trauma this week. I think we'll
Yeah,
discuss
we'll
that
Yeah.
talk about that.
AfterBuzz exclusive.
later.
So next we have rock star juggler Mike Price, who was definitely not a rock star.
No.
Or juggler
Yeah, I
in
mean,
this case.
he tried to step it up. He had a unicycle. He had the juggler. I said the juggler. The little, what do you have? Bowling pins on fire.
It started off with knives, and then he
Yeah,
switched
knives,
off.
then bowling pins. I mean, I appreciate the danger element that he's trying to, to
But
create. But
It came to a point where it didn't make sense anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
there was that woman lying down. You're like, okay, are you putting fluid on her so you're gonna light her on fire? Nothing
like
came
apple
about.
juice.
well,
yeah.
it did not look like gasoline. And then I get what he was
It
trying to
didn't.
do, because
I was expecting more.
right,
let's
he was
just say
trying to
that.
say, if I drop this, she's gonna light on fire. And I got nervous because he actually dropped the pin earlier, so I was like, oh, well, she's about to toast.
Yeah.
Exactly
So,
what I thought.
so,
Yeah.
but yeah, he didn't make it through, and I was kind of glad because it was a little.
Yeah, I don't think that he should have made it through, even though I think that it was cool with the unicycle, and I was like, oh, what's going to happen? After he dropped, and I don't really judge people based on dropping, but at that point, if you're paying $125
Yeah.
a ticket or what
Right.
have you, and he's going to be dropping each time, it just, and again, Kaori, I didn't get it.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, right now during these live shows, to make it to the next step, you cannot mess up, and
Right.
if you mess up, that
Unfortunately.
could unfortunately cost you the next move.
Mm-hmm.
And him missing that juggle, and I think he took too long in between each thing, like first on the unicycle, then getting off, and grabbing the pins, and then lighting them on fire
Yeah.
or whatever, and it was just like, all right, has your 90 seconds passed
a
yet?
lot of dead time.
Yeah.
And the girl with the apple juice.
The girl was
It not
unnecessary.
gasoline. Yeah, absolutely. And then at the
It was
end,
confusing. if
did you guys
anything.
see how he started like a fire with like logs?
Mhm.
I didn't get
Yeah,
the fire with
right.
Thank you. I didn't get
Right.
the fire with logs.
Well, if
Yes.
you notice,
AfterBuzz exclusive. Kaori and I are totally agreeing on
Yes.
X now. What the heck?
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Woo, KK and Green
what I
This is
noticed though,
crazy.
the girl was laying on top of that fire thing, so I guess he was trying to say, oh, that was the gasoline falling through, which set it on fire.
Thank you.
It just didn't work
I'm so
out for
glad
me.
because I didn't get that. Thank you.
That's the only thing I can
Okay.
see, but it really wasn't that interesting. Like we could've-
Okay,
Yeah.
but you know what? Let's be fair. If he was an awesome juggler, I still wouldn't pay money
No, because that can
No,
only
to
last
watch
for
a
so
juggler
long.
on stage.
5
Agreed.
minutes on the street,
Yeah.
maybe.
I mean, join Cirque du Soleil or something.
No, I don't think
yeah.
he's good enough for Cirque du Soleil, but he
No,
can
you
try.
know,
He can try though.
Yeah.
couple years.
Yeah, maybe. But now we have Inspire the Fire. And I was a little disappointed with them because, when they started, they were this urban glee. That's what their title was from Howard. They're like the urban version of Glee. And, it was nice to see their story. It's all this inspirational story. We all have bad backgrounds, or we're trying to motivate each other. This is our family, stuff like that. And, they came out there, and the song choices they've had before have been really good.
Yeah.
But this time they came out with Fireworks by Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a horrible decision, not only because I think the song is kind of cheesy, overplayed, but also because they couldn't even hit the notes. Like, the lead singer was struggling, and then he had to pass it off to the girl to finish, like, the higher notes. But you could hear, like, the struggle in his voice throughout. And I think it would have been cool if, it's nice to see them pick songs where it kind of wants to inspire and motivate you because,
Right.
Yeah.
the lyrics are, let your light shine, wherever she says in that song. But I think it would have been cool to see them do something different. Like, if they're going to do Inspire the Fire, maybe do, like, Fever, and then do, like, a sexy theme with it or something like that where we see something different from them. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
even the dancing wasn't, me being the dance
Yeah.
criticizing one. I don't think it was up to par, and it was not hip hoppy at all. And I think the whole reason why I'll speak for myself, why I at least like them is because they were urban Glee,
Right.
not Glee. I don't want
Right.
to see a carbon copy of Glee.
Right.
I think I was very impressed with them from the very beginning. And, Inspire the Fire was the perfect name for them, but tonight they did not inspire. I really think that this time around, I did not recognize them. I was like, who are these
Love that,
people? Where'd they come from? Because I didn't recognize them because I was so impressed before that it was so lackluster this time around. And I didn't recognize them until I saw the chick's teeth. And I'm like, oh.
The one with the braces?
Yeah,
They're really bad.
they're really bad. So, Inspire the Fire, let's, it's a shame we didn't see them grow, but
Yeah.
they messed up.
Did you guys see that guy fall when he flipped?
Yeah.
Did you guys
No,
see
I didn't
that?
see that.
Oh, it was so sad. Last, on Tuesday, the guy flipped and he totally fell on his face. Like, I mean, smashed his face. And I knew that the camera was going to purposely show that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he messed up on rehearsal or something. They're like, yeah, we got to get this shot good. But I mean, it was like right there. Like
Yeah.
they just got it. And I was like, oh, did he just fall? But none of the judges mentioned it. I don't know if it was already because they did so bad that they just didn't want to like stab
Right.
the wound. But I was like, that should have been mentioned. That sucked.
I didn't notice
It
that.
was like this, what is it? The Puerto Rico crew
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
It was like that moment.
787 crew.
There you go. I keep saying 708, so thank you. 787 crew. Okay,
787.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll see more from the Inspire the Fire in the future.
I think
though.
we will,
Yeah.
just not on this show.
Yeah, not on this
Well,
show.
obviously.
Obviously.
Oh, well, they could be what's that?
The wild card?
The wild card.
I don't think so, though.
So-
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe, but I don't think so. Next, Kristen Sandu. One of my favorite guys.
Oh, that was a
because,
shame.
each time he adds a different element, he gets taller, he has different, I don't know, but it was just an interesting
Oh.
act, the balancing act, yeah.
Okay.
It was an interesting act. I've never seen anything done like that before, and the fact that he hasn't messed up once, it was really good. I loved his song choice, one of my favorite songs. I'm really
I
into
love
like
the song
pop
choice
songs.
as well.
Aren't you?
Love that.
Don't you think Ellie Gold is played out though?
I mean, I love the depending on the song. Like some songs, even though it's played out, like it just gets
After a
in my
while, I
head,
was like, ah.
It still gets me excited.
Queen's been
I like it, yeah.
overthrown.
Anyway, but I mean, I think that it took too long to get ready and too quick to freaking crash.
It did seem because he had more elements this time where he got taller, so it did take a little long. So we need to figure out a faster way to set up or give us something to look at while he's setting up that height.
Why
Great
don't
criticism.
why can't it already be set up?
Well,
Because it's trying to
Part of
prove
the
to us that it's.
suspense.
yeah, we have to see him angle each thing step by step.
It was just really boring to
Yeah.
watch that thing go. That was
Yeah.
probably most of his acts. Oh, well, it was, but
I can see that. I think it was just so unfortunate because hearing the judges, they said that he did it twice perfectly. And right when he did it on stage, he messed up. And I felt bad because usually when you make a mistake, you can either move forward or you can try it again. But at that small amount of time, he can't build
Yeah,
like
he
what you
can't.
said, he can't build everything up again and redeem himself. And even if he did, it's kind of already, the audience is so unforgiving. I thought it was so unfortunate because
Yeah,
his
it was.
face was just like, it's over.
It was
yeah,
over.
and I
done.
love Howard for at the very end. It was like the music
I
unnecessary-
stopped.
thought that was mean.
I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, you go. That is exactly how I felt throughout the whole
It was so unnecessary, though. I mean,
structure building.
the thing too is that with his act, I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe he's the wild card because I enjoyed his act, and I think
Really?
I did.
He's worthy of the wild card. How about over that Danielle Stallings chick?
Oh, that's
well,
good.
no. I mean, obviously, Big Barry is the biggest.
Oh,
person
my
who's
Yeah,
the
that
goodness.
is
wild
a
card.
great wild card.
It's a
The fans
great
are
wild
wanting
card,
him.
seriously.
Yep. That's the
Um,
latest on Twitter.
yes, but yeah. So I think that he would be a good wild card act, though, just because I think his story was interesting. But one of the things we saw today was we saw behind the scenes footage from yesterday, and they show how much pressure goes into, because it's a live showing, how much
Yeah.
pressure goes into it right before, like they're like, oh, we got to get this act ready, you have to get this ready, and it's like a lot of pressure for these people who are on the crew, but also the talent who are going out there, because you have to make sure you're on point. They have the time to stick to. Oh, we have to commercial break by this time.
I think they're talking about that right now.
Yeah. So they're showing all the behind the scenes
Bada bing,
footage.
bada boom.
And so I think that was interesting to see too, how some of the people couldn't deal with the pressure.
Right.
But
Yeah.
one of the things is there's no pressure if you go to AfterBuzzTV.com. We have an Amazon banner right at the top. There's absolutely no pressure for you guys. All you have to do is click that banner. It takes you straight to the Amazon website. And what you can do is you can make all your purchases from that link. It looks exactly like the normal website, but we get a portion of the proceeds, and it keeps AfterBuzz running, keeps America's Got Talent after show running, all your favorite after shows, and you'll help us out a lot. So if you could do that for us, that would be great.
Yeah, summertime's coming. Don't you ladies want a bikini or something? Amazon's got the great little scrunchy ones at the bottom.
Or guys, you want a Speedo, whatever floats your boat.
You know, women like Speedos nowadays.
Do they really?
Maybe. You should test it out.
I will pass.
And then come back and let us know.
Should I wear a Speedo to the next taping?
How about
actually,
if your 4 predictions are wrong? Then you wear
Oh, that's gonna
Speedo.
be you. Mine's no makeup. Yours is the I Love Big Berry T-shirt, and yours
Yeah.
is the Speedo.
Okay.
That's
There
great.
you
We
go.
got it. We got it. Got it. So next we have Elusive.
He was very elusive this time around, I'll tell you that, and that was okay with me because
Were you guys even into him from the beginning? I've never been
No.
into him.
No, he
I-
barely danced.
you see it one break dancer and you've seen them all. You've seen an impressive break dancer. It's different. He was good, but he needed all that hype to make a Soul Train-ish stage.
It was so funny.
With random people, slow, boring music for that kind of scene. I just was not feeling it.
And I was telling Kaori, like, one of the things I noticed too is when he did his act, Turf did the same thing too though, but when it's a solo act like that, if the audience is into it, they're gonna be clapping and cheering.
Correct.
If you have to go like this, if you have to go like this to the audience in order to get applause,
Which is the ear sticking out.
yeah,
where
yeah,
you
oh
did
yeah,
it.
if you can't see through the headphones.
Yeah, I don't really get that thing either. It's like, why do I need? You're right. You're right.
You get what I'm saying? Because if
Yeah.
I'm singing, and then I stop in the middle of the song, but honestly, if the audience is gonna be into it, you don't have to encourage them to clap. They'll be clapping
Absolutely
already. And with this old little background dance or whatever they were, like hyping them up, whatever they were doing
You guys
there.
should look like at the thing. I was like, I love like watching the background dancers. They're so into it. They're like,
Yeah.
and I was like, you guys, like, how much are they paying you?
Yeah.
Because you were really, really excited. It is hilarious.
It was
I
this
think
one guy on the
priceless.
floor. He was like,
It is priceless to see them. Yeah, and by the way, that music, that one song, every my cousin was a break dancer, so when I was like growing up, I always like saw the scene. He actually taught me some moves. I can do some. The coffee grinder and such. They always use that song like for everything. It wasn't even original. And again, I thought he barely danced. Barely.
with his story, I think the main thing, the reason why he got through is because he
His
had the
story,
hearing
I
loss.
think.
Yeah.
And
Story.
people are like, oh, that's so
Yeah.
sad. He can't hear the music. So, that was me. But you get what I'm saying.
Well, he
Yeah.
can feel the music.
He can feel the vibrations in his soul,
I mean,
I'm sure.
I'm sure there's other outlets of rather than hearing, and you get adjusted to it.
Well, he needs to adjust a little more because it wasn't that great.
I mean, he did some pretty cool stuff, but nothing extraordinary.
Right.
You know, you see people on Venice Beach who do.
Right.
impress-
Way better, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So,
Ah,
thankfully, he didn't make it through. And the next guy I was disappointed in, Jake Wesley Rogers.
Right.
He sang Britney Spears' Toxic.
he's gone. Is he gone?
He's
Yeah.
gone.
See, I had hope for him. I thought like he picked the wrong music, but I wanted to see where he could have went with that. voice.
Well,
Really?
Mhm.
Oh,
with Edon knows how to transform a song. He did Titanium when he did his audition.
beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it was this beautiful rendition. With Jake Wesley Rogers, with Toxic, he did a different rendition of it, but he slowed a fast song down, and he was playing the piano, and there was no point where it was like a mesmerizing like high note
Yeah.
or where he speeds it up to get us into it. Like he even came to the front of the stage, and I was waiting for him to like interact with the audience or the judges or something, and he just kind of ended, and I was like, oh.
I thought it was sexy.
Mm.
I really did. It
Wow.
was a sexy.
She thinks, really?
He turned it all, like, oh,
See, because I love Toxic. I love
Yeah.
that. It's like my karaoke song. I work out to it. I freestyle dance to it. It's like my song, and I love it. And it has nothing to do with him personally, because I think he's, a cute kid, and I love his story and how he practices so much. But I've never seen anyone butcher a song I love
Oh
so
no, I
much.
thought it was good.
Oh my god. I mean, I get the whole like sexy thing,
It was
but when
sexy.
like a teenage guy does it, it's
Yeah.
just not hot.
Well, he is, obviously you're not gonna look at his face when you're.
What is that
enjoying it in a
supposed to
sexy manner. Oh, because he's a
Were
He
you
just
looking at
closes her
Were you looking at
eyes.
his weird hair, like he had shaped into a bowl type thing?
I mean, sometimes even Justin Bieber's got some sexy songs, and you're just like, well,
If I was
he's.
your boyfriend, I'd never let you go.
That's a pretty sexy song.
It is swag.
Look at that. But he is a big man, by the way. What's his name? The one who we were just talking
Jake
about.
Wesley Rogers.
Yes, he towers over Nick Cannon, and he's wider than him. I was like, really,
Yeah,
like,
Corey has a big
whoa.
crush here.
No,
Clearly.
I don't. He's not my style, but I did wish that we could see more of him in the future.
Yeah, that's
Uh-oh, blushing moment.
Well, I mean, he didn't make it through. I put on my nose. I got a couple of chills because he did have an interesting
There.
voice. There were a couple of moments
The
where I was
sexy
like,
chills.
not necessarily sexy chills, but just from a couple of notes he hit, I was like, okay, I feel it, but it wasn't an overall. Oh, so I was waiting to get
But
that. And I didn't get that.
Don't you feel like if he maybe chose a better song,
Yes, and he would have made
could
it
have
through.
potentially made
yeah,
it through?
Yeah, definitely.
He
Especially compared to the rest of the acts that
oh
we saw tonight,
yeah,
definitely.
this was like Debbie Downer acts.
It was just a
We-
bad song choice. And the next act was All Will Sports. And
Yes.
they did Titanium. Now, I love that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that get points with you, or you didn't care about that?
The song choice always gets points.
It
with
does
me.
get
Okay.
points.
And it was a great song, but their act is all over the place because it's All Will Sports. And somebody said, I think it was Sharon or Howie, it's hard for us to see the whole performance because they focus on individual sections because there's so much going on. So from our TV, we can't see everything that's going on the stage.
Yeah, I love how they reference that though,
Yeah.
because I would have
Yeah.
never thought about it. Because
Yeah.
from a TV audience perspective, personally, I mean, I'm not speaking for. I didn't get it.
Mhm.
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And so I guess once they said that, I felt a little bit better about it
Right.
because the judges really think how it looks like on TV, and not a lot of people think about that. So I did like that
Well, and
reference
then
too.
they kept doing like shots of, which I thought was really cool though, the guys who were bouncing off the thing and then hopping back up. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the only good thing about
Yeah.
the whole thing. I wrote cheer stunts. It captured my the side dancers captured my attention more than the people. I don't even know what trick they did, but I was like, oh, they're doing cheerleading. I know that stunt. That's a
Right.
basket toss or whatever.
And it was
I
all,
paid more attention to them, honestly.
it's All Will Sports though, so why don't we see more? Or maybe they just weren't showing us the shots, like more bicycles and skateboards and skates and all this stuff that we're supposed to be seeing if it's supposed to be All Will Sports.
I know. I mean,
Agreed.
it's
Agreed.
okay not to have everybody performing that specific
Right.
time. It's too crowded. But I think that in comparison to the rest of the acts that we saw before, other than the toxic dude, they were probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, definitely.
It's process of elimination.
I agree. How much of the judges, now all the judges gave them, not a standing ovation, but like really good ratings. How much influence do you actually think the judges have on America?
I don't know. I think Howard
I don't
actually
know.
has a lot of influence just
Mhm.
because he has such a strong following, and then when he says things, he
Does.
says it with such confidence, and he's like,
But
"This
I-
is who's
He's
going to
like
make
Hitler.
it through."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Just
just think
kidding, yeah.
I just think he says whatever America wants to say.
Sometimes I didn't agree with him last week. But
Yeah, I agreed with him though, and I'm America. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
I don't know,
though.
but this all wheel sports, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay money to watch it ever,
Agreed.
but it was probably the most impressive thing of the show.
Yeah.
Minus one act.
Agreed.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, but like look who they're all up against this week.
Yeah.
Like Word's been the illest, the next act.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
yes.
mention that.
I have not been a fan of them from the beginning, except
Me
for
neither.
the lead singer, who I keep saying has a John Legend Music Soul Child mixed voice, and I love his voice.
But still.
But still, overall as an act, like I think solo acts, there's some great solo acts in that group, but overall as a group, it's just not. I don't get it. And then the word spit guy, or if he's the illest, whatever his name is, the rapper, I can't understand a thing he's
Yeah,
saying.
you can't understand
Right.
anything. You can't engage in it, and they made their original song,
Yeah.
so it was even harder to follow
Right.
along.
What do you guys think about using the original song, though? Good choice or bad choice?
When you
Harmed or helped?
when you do an original song, especially for an audience who has never heard it before,
Mm-hmm.
that was the main issue. I don't mind you're doing an original song, but if I can't even understand what you're saying, it's already
Exactly.
difficult for me to be like, okay, what song is he singing? Oh, wait, I still don't get where you sing. And then we realize it's not even a song we know. We can't understand what you're saying. It
Mhm.
makes it even worse. So I think if they would have done the original song, because I understood what what the guy was saying. He was saying lights, camera, action, and he kept singing
That's
that
all I
over and over
understood.
again. Yeah. But then when the rapper came on, he was like, blah, 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 I'm
And-
black. Oh, blah, 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 blah. So
That's all
I
you
don't-
heard was he was black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was interesting because I get where they were going with the original song because they would have I mean, they still didn't make it, but they would have never made it if they sang some kind of Katy Perry or Rihanna, whatever rendition. I would have never voted them through. I think it was smart that they were like, let's do something original so we're different. But the thing is, if the original song kind of sucks, then no, like I can't. If it was a really good original song, maybe better.
But why
It
not
would
do?
help promote their
Why
career.
not do like? There's many rap singing
Yes,
collabos they could
exactly.
have done. Like,
True.
why not do that? Like Alicia, we talked about Alicia Keys and Jay-Z with their
Mhm.
New York, or Carrie Hilson and Kanye and Neo when they did "Knock You Down." There's so many different
True.
collaborations that they could have done where it's like, oh, you have a great voice and we love that song.
And they make it their own.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
I think they really want to take this opportunity to be on stage to showcase their talents, and they really want to take this opportunity to showcase the fact that they're writers and not just
On the dot.
Yeah,
I agree with
I
that.
think that's the
Absolutely.
risk they took, was like a personal risk.
Yeah.
It was a personal risk. Well, at least like we know that they can write their own music.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's kind of an
And
advertisement.
that's
to show
actually
that.
very commendable. However, it wasn't engaging.
Maybe they
Yeah.
should have saved that for later when they made it past this round into the finals.
Right, but maybe like by then stakes are so high,
That's
like
true.
that you don't want.
it becomes more scary to
They
do
just
things
ruined
like
their
that.
chances, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And may I also mention that their title or whatever is a sentence. It's word spit the illest exclamation point. Remember we were talking about that? Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a whole sentence. It's not a title. It's a sentence.
Words but the illest.
Well, he does spit the words out where we can't understand. It's just like spit flying out your mouth. Like, I don't know what he's saying.
One of my pet peeves is when rappers, or singers for that matter, breathe really loud in between
Mhm.
things, and they do that a little bit like. It's like, dude, kick back.
Yeah,
I know you're trying to catch your air, but it's disruptive.
yeah.
So, if you guys are listening to us, practice on that.
And speaking of of people who are listening to us, we really appreciate the people who take the time to download and
Thank
listen
you.
to us each week and watch us on YouTube. And all we ask that you do is go to iTunes and rate, comment, subscribe, and also share with a friend. All you have to do is share it with one person. But really, like your ratings and your comments, like we just want to get feedback from you to know what you think, and we read the comments and we appreciate the ratings.
Yeah, we
and
definitely do.
it will help us out, continue to help us grow overall as a network. And iTunes, like I keep saying, Apple released the podcast app, so make it even easier. You download the podcast app, all your podcasts will be right there, and you can do the same thing. So it will help us out, and yeah, just if you could do that for us, we'd really appreciate that, guys. So. Yeah. Next we have Jacob Williams, who I thought was hilarious.
He was.
Did you really?
I did.
I thought
oh
so
no,
too.
do we not agree?
I agreed with Sharon actually. Out of this one, she said that that he's very engaging. She likes him, but his actual material was just okay.
Okay, well, to piggyback off that, it
Please
wasn't
do.
it wasn't like LOL through the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right.
there were a couple of nice zingers. Like he said
Please,
one
yeah.
about first of all, I thought it was cute. He was doing like a story talking about his childhood, and they had pictures of him as a child in the background. Which this stage is so beautiful, and the things they do with each act.
Totally.
But so he made a joke, and he said his punishment was to go to his room. He's like, oh, well, all my toys are in there anyway. And I laughed at that one because I remember my dad's like a tech nerd, and when I used to get punished, he would like send me to my room, but I still had like my computer, or he would be like, you can't watch TV. I still had a computer. You can't watch or get on the computer, or I still have the TV. So it was always like a back and forth thing.
Yeah.
And he would never ban both of them at the same time, which I thought was kind of dumb. Like, obviously, I still have one or the other. But I thought that was funny. And then he made a joke about going to a restaurant. They were like, like Jacob party of one. And he's like, it's not
Aw.
a party when it's one person. So I laughed at that, but overall, it wasn't that funny, but it was funny enough to where I'm happy he made it through.
Agree. I can agree with that too. I think it was funny enough for him to make it through. Something I did like about him is I remember saying he's a little awkward and he needed to work on his like public speaking or his charisma or presence while still keeping awkward, right? It's a balancing act. I actually really thought he did a good job this time. And something, how we were kind of talking about turf and how it's very hard to fill up the stage. For me, I really will say I felt like he filled his space.
Yeah.
I really did, and that is very hard for one awkward guy.
Yeah.
That huge stage. He filled up his space this time, and I think he's made a lot of improvements.
Yeah.
Well, I think that he is awkward, and the awkwardness fits perfectly
Perfectly, yeah.
with his stand-up. if I did stand-up comedy like that, it wouldn't be funny. It'd be like, that's not funny. But the way he expresses it, it's hilarious.
But then, and it's funny too because the awkward thing really does work on the LA
Oh,
Complex.
absolutely.
There's a character on the LA Complex called Nick, and Nick is a comedian too. And it kind of reminds me, it's really similar because he's awkward and he sometimes has trouble like getting ready right before the show and stuff. But when he delivers his jokes, even though it's awkward, it still is not that funny. But this guy, he's awkward, and when he delivers the jokes, the awkwardness just for whatever reason works really well.
He seems like he's really natural. Like
Yeah.
he is like, take me for what I am.
Right.
He's awkward, but it doesn't feel like he's nervous on stage. If that makes any sense.
It does.
So I really like him, and I'm very, very happy that he went through.
Exactly. And All Beef Patty.
I'm very happy she didn't go through.
What do they call her? The Nicki Minaj if she ate Big Berry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
That was
Quoted
a
by Howie
big
Mandel.
wig, and that's a big man.
Oh, did you see in ratio of how he was?
Oh
like,
my
with Nick?
goodness.
That's how I like rate like how tall or short they are. Is like I compared them to Nick each
Mhm.
time. So yes,
But when you see him without all the makeup and everything, he didn't look that big, but that is a big
it's
dude.
extravagant. It's the hair. It's like the Texas.
Oh,
hair.
it's the voice too.
Yeah, it's a big voice. He had lipstick on his teeth, though. That was
Oh.
bothering me.
It was bothering him. He was telling me that in that
yeah,
result
it
show.
was bothering me, and the song choice, it just honestly wasn't. It wasn't that great of a song choice.
Well, I was like, this person shouldn't even be in the semifinals.
I've never heard that song before, though. I don't know if that's like.
Footloose?
Oh.
Uh-oh, you offended.
Oh.
No, that's okay. I was just like a music theater geek, so I'm like, I loved that song.
I mean, maybe
I
I
used
have.
to sing it.
Or maybe I have heard it, or it just wasn't memorable for
Yeah,
his act, though.
exactly,
I don't
sure.
think that was a great song to choose. And you know, he had the dudes in like boy shorts
That was
dancing
Yeah.
in the
the
background.
best part of the thing, you guys. Honestly, that's the only reason why I like the whole thing.
There
I was like, ooh, there were so many
There
good-looking
was
guys with
nothing
perfect bodies
entertaining about this one for me.
thing
Minus
was-
the guys, yeah.
That goes back. That goes back to what?
What?
Remember when?
Yeah, I don't know.
When we first started, AJ said
I
that
like the Howard body.
when
No.
that's
Why are you laughing at me? I don't like the Howard body.
that's a little too skinny, right?
That's definitely too skinny.
But remember when AJ said sometimes when the talent isn't that great, they have distractions, and I felt like, yes, she has a great voice, or she, yes, they,
You can put she.
she has a great voice, but like I didn't like the song choice, and I feel like she had all these elements on stage to keep us distracted and not really
Right,
focus on the fact that, oh, she's not really moving or singing that well tonight.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, okay, but it didn't really work because even the judges all commented and said, you know, that wasn't a Vegas act.
It's
Kind of
not.
need to keep that to the drag bars.
Agreed. I think it would do like good in like WeHo here in West Hollywood or San Francisco, but I don't think people in Vegas would really go to see that. That's just not really the demographic in Vegas, I think.
I think that it just validated that she can't really dance. All she can do is sing.
Mm.
That's pretty much what it comes down to.
But-
She's like a cabaret-ish act, but if she can't dance,
As a singer, though, especially a drag singer like that, I feel like she could have owned the stage
But she
because
didn't.
all she had to do is like just sashay across the stage and like put her hands up or something like that,
know.
like something to get the audience involved. But she literally just stood
what
there.
is so difficult about these kind of acts, though, is that it's a controversial act. Some people are very uncomfortable
Yeah.
with men in drag.
Yeah.
I hate to say
I
that.
don't understand.
I don't.
why.
Yeah, but some people are. So,
Mhm.
you know, it's a risk for him to be doing that, and I commend him for being on the show and going as far as he did.
Yeah,
And
well-
hopefully next season there'll be a better one
Yeah. So he didn't make it through, and
because he wasn't that engaging.
he wasn't. And somebody else who didn't make it through was your favorite person on last night's episode, Spencer
Oh
Horseman.
my god, I
Who's-
was so upset.
I
Like
am not
literally
upset.
He's the
Oh.
he's
I'm sorry.
the
I know,
talented
it's
escape
okay.
artist. I mean, granted,
He is talented.
we've been
Yes,
or
he is.
I don't know, have we all been impressed throughout?
I've been impressed.
Yeah,
with
okay.
him.
So we've all been impressed throughout because he does this extravagant act, and it's
Yes.
always, I need to get out by this certain time.
Mhm.
And one thing that I noticed last night, before when he did his acts, he would try to end like right on the dot. I don't know if he did it on purpose, because remember you
No, we
commented on
talked
that.
about that. Yeah.
I don't know if he did it on purpose where he ends right at 45 seconds or whatever. This time he ended like 12 seconds too early.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
And then he had, instead of showing us exactly what he was doing, we couldn't see anything. It was like a shadow just wiggling around.
That really ruined it for me. I knew it was downhill when I couldn't see him.
Yeah, so
I knew it.
that was his ultimate demise because that was the main reason why I didn't vote for him.
Why did he do that?
Maybe it was a trick to it where he actually,
I think it was more magic as
Yeah.
opposed to the actual talent, and that's why people were pissed off.
and that's why he got out early. He waved his magic wand.
That's the thing.
Too
Like
fast.
his act reminded me of a David Copperfield magic trick.
Yeah,
And I really like David Copperfield,
Mhm.
but I didn't expect or want Spencer to be doing something like that.
Oh no, absolutely not. I'm just so upset because I thought he was really an expert. Like when you guys watch the beginning of it, he keeps pushing and trying to invent new acts, and I think it's cool that somebody that young is trying to make something so old school, so modern. So I thought that was cool. I think he ups the ante each time, like Rebecca and Donovan. He got some booze, and I was just really upset that he covered him.
It's not going to be
That
the
was
end for
horrible.
him. It's not going
Yeah,
to be
he's
the end
definitely-
for him.
Okay,
he definitely has an
thank you.
act.
He really is my.
He may be the wild card act, like we said.
I hope so, because he's perfect for Vegas.
I don't
Yeah.
think he's a wild card.
I hope
but
so. Vegas is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect for him.
You should get in touch with him.
I.
Oh yeah, he's eliminated now. We should try to
It's
get him on the
already
show.
gonna happen.
He would be
Spencer.
most excited.
I'm waiting for you. Oh, I would be excited to interview him.
Interesting. And then the last act was Lightwire Theater.
Yes.
Who was, I put they were amazing. They got a standing ovation from the audience. And, but when we think about this,
I still think it's amazing.
it's an amazing act. Don't get me wrong. And I like what they were doing. I'm still trying to figure out the story. It was just a little cute act. But if you compare it to other acts in the whole competition, I think the main reason why we got a standing ovation, why everybody's like, oh my God, is because every other act sucks so bad. Where it was to the point we finally have something to stand up for. Yes, thank God. Like you ended the show on a good
thank
note.
God they
Right.
ended it on a
Right.
good note. Yeah.
But I mean, I think that they were better than, let's say, the comedian from last week,
Okay, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely the best act of the whole night. And like
Yeah.
Sharon said, that they were so far ahead from the
Yeah.
rest of the acts, so that she even felt bad for all the acts that had to go before them.
Well, they made it through. I'm glad they made it through. And then briefly, tonight on the results show, we saw the Britain's Got Talent winner.
I like her. Well, I like dogs.
Yeah,
A lot.
I wasn't impressed. I
Love
don't
dogs.
understand. I don't think Britain has. I don't think Britain has any talent if she won because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't that great. And it was,
I know America's got the Olati dogs. I mean, that's like a crap load of dogs.
seriously. And then we saw
Very true.
Havana Brown, who is a singer or DJ, whatever. I don't know what
She's
she is.
cute. The
Yeah,
end.
she's cute, but she wasn't anything spectacular. I want to see something.
I think it was kind of like someone was doing her a favor. Like Nick Cannon's like, you're my friend. So.
Yeah, let's
Alright.
bring you on the show. Let's see if we can get you some more
Let's hook
followers.
you up.
Yeah. But let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll try to call Big Barry.
Big Barry.
New York.
Actually, I'm gonna patch in Barry right now.
Oh.
We'll forego the commercial.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
Lucky listeners.
Here we go. I'm gonna be
I
nice.
think he's on the line.
Big Barry,
Big Barry.
you here? Big Barry.
New York.
Hello, Barry. All right. You guys keep talking while I try to get Big Barry
Okay,
patched
We're
in.
gonna try to get
Alright.
Big Barry patched
Well,
in.
while we do that, let's go ahead and discuss about going back into the theme, kind of piggybacking off. Now I'm copying your words. What we think about choosing kind of a huge chunk of bad acts in ratio. Like sometimes there's acts that are so good, and you're like, well, how is this going to happen? This was such bad acts that was what we were saying. Danielle Stallings totally could have been top 4 if she had been in this.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
I think though, eventually, no matter where you place them at the bottom, the best of the best are gonna always end up at the same spot.
And I do
It's
agree
true.
with that.
Hello.
But it's bragging
Oh,
rights.
Big
Hey,
Barry!
Big Barry.
Big Barry, we're so excited.
I'm pleased to be with you guys.
Aww, I like you.
I'm so excited right
Look how
now.
quick my heart changes.
See? He does grow on you.
Big Barry, first, how are you up this late? You're 70 years old.
Yeah, I'm a night owl. Just always been because if I'm not an entertainer, I was a restaurateur. I own nightclubs, so it's always been a late
Wow.
night for me before I hit the sack.
Ah, interesting. So how has life been since AGT? We saw you on the Today Show, and you've been getting like a lot of interview requests. So what's that been like?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been quite a ride. Enjoying myself immensely. It's just I just love to talk with people, entertain, and bring a smile to their face.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Well, when we first saw you on the show, I mean, we were a little confused as to what was going on with your act. We couldn't quite figure out if it was a serious singing act or, what was happening. But then by the second time we saw you, we were just sold because this is this novelty act, this little guy singing on stage with this not amazing voice, but you definitely have a unique voice that obviously captivated us because we literally every week we start singing one of your songs.
Absolutely.
And we can't get you. We were devastated when you got eliminated.
Literally devastated. And I hope that you get the wild card.
Seriously.
I
well,
really
that,
do.
I think if I get the wild card, Howard and Howie will be black and blue.
And I would love to see
that
that.
must have
Better
been
for
entertaining.
ratings.
Exactly.
Barry, you make that show.
It'd be great for the ratings.
No,
So go ahead.
It was great. You know, being 4'7" tall, my motto was "Give me a little time and I'll grow on you." You know?
As you definitely have.
But we wanted to ask, how did you feel as far as Howard, kind of being so critical of you on the show? And, Howie was really supportive, but Howard just wouldn't let up on you.
Oh, Howie's the best. He's my biggest supporter. Actually, that was Howard being Howard. And the more my name was mentioned, the better it is because that there's really no such thing as bad publicity.
Right.
But, but it didn't bother me at all. Off camera, he's really a nice guy, and Howard and I had a lot of laughs in Vegas and a few other places when he was off camera. So he's really a nice guy. On camera, of course, he was doing his job, and again, it was Howard being Howard. That's the way he is.
Now, are you single, Big Barry?
I am single.
Now, on the last performance we saw from you, you had a couple of hot models who were on stage with you. Did you go home with any of them, or have you talked to them since?
They were nice. I go for the ladies, the tall ladies. I get a nosebleed, but it doesn't matter.
I hear you're on the
enjoy
market.
That. I took a 6-pack home. Yes.
Ooh, so you're looking right now. Attention, ladies. He is looking for a girlfriend. I heard this 5'10" to 6 foot. Correct?
Aha. Those are my requirements.
Oh, I guess we're out of the running. But if you could choose any celebrity, like a perfect celebrity, who would that dream girl be?
Oh boy, there's so many out there. I couldn't venture to say there's a lot of beautiful women out there, and I'm sure you're one of them too.
Thank you.
Charmer, this
for you.
one here.
You're lucky. I like older men.
Oh, AfterBuzz Love Connection.
Yeah.
Oh my
right.
gosh, Big Barry, you might need to fly to Los
Watch
Angeles
out.
for a very AfterBuzz exclusive.
The after show.
Yeah, that's right.
But have you had any offers to perform since the show?
I've had offers. They're coming in. One in particular, they want me to do a convention that's coming up. It's tied in with the World Wrestling Association.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really
So
cool.
I'm really hoping for using my height to an advantage. By the way, they call me Big for short, and using my height for an advantage, and that means TV commercials, movie parts, sitcoms, whatever,
Oh, I would love to see you in a sitcom.
Have we seen you before, AGT, or has AGT really been the show that's gotten you big?
Well, AGT has really been the platform for me. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw each day I see you get so many more Twitter followers. People are slowly finding you on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like to see such a positive response from fans? Because I know even though Howard was kind of negative, there's so many people who are fans of you.
Yeah, I really am in awe of all the fans that are twittering me and putting me on Facebook and just conversing with me. It's just wonderful. They're all over the country. You got to imagine there's 20 million people that saw me every week that I was on. So that's terrific exposure.
Well, I hope you get to 1 million followers. But the question that we have for you. What is your go-to karaoke song? Everybody has that one song that they can kill. Like, everybody will stand to their feet after they get through. So what's your go-to karaoke song?
Usually I like New York, New York.
Would you like to sing a sample for us right now?
Sure. Start spreading the news, I'm leaving today.
Aww.
I want to be a part of it. New York, New York.
Oh, we love it. We love it.
Woo!
Oh, man. But did you have any other questions for Big Barry?
My last question was, in regards to the show, who do you think are some of the front runners on America's Got Talent right now?
Well, of the ones tonight, I saw the show tonight. That Light Wire Theater is really unique there. It's exceptional. And in the group All Wheel Sports, they were wonderful too. They got into the final four. And the group that was with me, there was one in particular, Donovan and Becky.
Oh my
They
goodness!
were the
Yes.
aerialists. Yeah, they're such nice people, and they were terrific. And of course, there's one more show to go. So and Tim Hockbrenner, the fellow that sounds like Joe Cocker, he's terrific. So there's quite a few. It's going to be tough road to hoe.
Well, no, more
for all
so.
these acts.
It will be tough for them when you come back as the wild card. They have a run for their
boy,
money, Big Barry.
I'd love to do. I'd love to do that. That would
We'd love to see
really
ya.
really bust my bubble.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Well, if you're ever in the Los Angeles area, you have to do karaoke with us. We're gonna hunt you down until we find you so we can do karaoke.
Okay.
Oh
But,
yeah, please get in touch with us.
It was so great for you to talk with us. And like I said, we're super fans of this show, and there's so many fans of you already, and we just hope to see your numbers continue to grow. We hope to see you at the wild card.
Good luck to you.
And just whatever success comes from your time on America's Got Talent, it's just great to see. Even at your age, you're fulfilling your dreams because it's never too late.
Love
It's
that.
never too late.
Okay. Well, again, thank you very much for giving me a call and letting me talk to your listeners.
Thank you. You're
Thanks,
an
Big
inspiration.
Barry.
Okay. Right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
That was so nice.
He
I
just-
love Big
I
Barry.
love him. See, doesn't he grow on you? His quote is true. I love him.
He just charming, very charming man.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He probably
Boys
gets
our
ladies.
age needs to learn a thing or two.
Men these days do not act like men back in the day. I'll tell
Wait
you
a minute.
I think Emile's a
that.
gentleman,
You're
though,
still
I
not
will
a
say.
man.
I am. You know,
Phil,
Phil.
you
Phil
too.
over here.
Just kidding.
Phil, you too. Phil already has a girlfriend, though, so I can't be talking too much.
One of the things,
All
though,
the good ones are taken.
with
Oh.
with this whole Big Barry thing, though, when he just sang, that sounded really good.
He is good.
But think about what I'm saying, though. That actually sounded good compared to what he's done on the show.
I wouldn't say
So
that.
what are you saying?
Kaori.
Uh,
You listen to the iTunes podcast tomorrow.
I will. I will.
And you listen to that beautiful voice.
Look, your personality charmed me. You're a charming man, a sweetheart. But I wouldn't put you as like a.
We'll agree to
I
I
disagree.
thought he was in tune.
Because
You
when he sang on
guys-
the show, he was like, "Start spreading the news."
You guys are just
I'm
mesmerized,
leaving
100%.
today. We're right. You're wrong.
No,
It's cool.
no,
It's cool.
no. Mm-mm.
So I know, Kaori, you have some news and gossip though for us.
Yes.
Yes.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So, guys, Howard Stern on his radio show, I believe it was last night or this morning, he spoke about his dog that passed away, Bianca, bulldog. So, yeah, he started talking about, having to put the dog down, and it was really sad. He had to stop the show because he was going to cry.
Oh God.
Howard Stern.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, about to cry.
Yeah.
Wow.
He might have cried because he had to go to commercial break. So I think this week Howard has had it pretty rough, and you don't really see that on the show. You don't notice that he's going
Yeah.
through a rough time.
No,
I mean, losing a dog is a big deal.
it is
It's family. You know.
better than family. They don't talk back to you.
They
or
don't
piss
talk
you
back,
off,
they
so
love you.
They are better than.
Oh.
Whoa, somebody's a little bit
Some-
over
someone,
here.
Yeah, I like
someone
that
might
better
have a
than
rough
people.
day, you know.
Well,
so,
that's,
you know.
that's sad.
Howard Stern, we wish you the best,
Yeah.
and sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry, Howard. Now be nice to Howie.
So,
Yeah,
you know,
seriously.
Vote for the Alati dogs because doggies.
Well, yeah, let's go into prediction and talk about now that we know who the last 12 acts are.
Okay.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Prediction.
Now, one of the things that's interesting, they put a lot of good acts in this last one.
Bomb Dagger.
Why?
It's going to be a great show, but it's going to be some hard decisions because we have the mariachi boy, we have the Lottie dog,
Yes.
we have, I can't remember his name, but the guy who built like the big harp across the stage.
Oh, that guy was amazing.
We have
You guys like that chick with that guy who has the biggest crush on her?
Eric and Olivia.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, they're awesome.
They're
They're awesome. Oh, and then they have the extremely flexible
Ballerina
girl. Yeah, there's so many great
Yes.
acts. So I'm a little disappointed because it goes back to what you said, Kyra. If they would have been in tonight's episode,
Yeah.
or last night's episode, I should say, if they would have switched it up a little bit, there would have been more opportunity for some of those great acts to go through.
Agreed.
And yes, I agree with you too, saying that the people who are going to win are going to win, but you just never know. Like if they would have switched it up a little differently, because it seemed like there was a nice balance in each episode. This one, it was just like, oh, let's throw all the nobodies together, and
now all the good ones. And it's coming from more of a selfish reason, actually. I mean, I'm watching this show. Like, I want to see the best acts. Like, I don't want to see somebody that's terrible.
Right.
I mean, like those kids. What were they called? The first act that made it through.
The Untouchables.
I still don't understand why they made it through. I don't get it.
It's rigged.
They made it through because there was not that many good acts in this episode.
And they're what is it? Their parents were already on.
Oh yeah,
like
you guys had a very valid point.
They ain't good.
They're Mexican, right? So they have tons of family.
I don't know. They're from Miami.
Oh.
They might be.
have tons of family.
I'm just saying.
No, there's like 30 kids, and then they have a lot of family members, and you support the little kids. Like, I would do anything if I don't have
They've got a lot of,
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
So let's see if the
I
mariachi
apologize.
guy does really well, and then your theory will come to
Right.
prove wrong.
But he has a whole mariachi band, so they can call people.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So the key to winning America or getting to the finals of America's Got
Having a
Talent,
lot of
have to have like 60 people in your group, have everybody vote for you,
That's right.
and their families, and their extended families, friends,
I know.
church members,
Let's
everybody.
see. So what are we gonna say? I think okay, just based on the ones on the top of my head, I can't remember. I think Eric and Olivia.
Definitely.
I think the harp.
Yes, the
whatever
harp-
we
harp
want to call
guy,
it. You guys know what I'm
strings
talking
man.
about. Who else is good that's there?
A lot of dogs.
Oh, Lottie Dogs. I can agree with you.
Are you
and,
agreeing or are you just
I'm
yay?
agreeing, I'm
Okay,
agreeing.
all right.
And who else do we
The
have?
mariachi
that's
boy is really good. Did we already say him?
No.
No, I don't think he'll do.
Who else is left? There was
I
the
mean, there's-
Cannonball, who I don't think's gonna make
No.
it.
That stretchy girl was cool.
Oh yeah.
The aerialist ballerina, and those are the ones that I can name on the top of my head. I think we might be missing somebody really, really good.
Yeah.
But
Wouldn't that
yeah.
be cool to see the aerialist with turf, like battling against?
Yeah.
That'd be just like so sick. Like, yeah.
Well.
Just a thought.
I would love
Just
that
a
dance
thought.
off.
Yes.
And
Let's
then
tweet
for the
that.
wild card, I want to see Big Barry come back.
Yes.
So that's our predictions.
Yeah.
We'll see if we're right.
Oh, I have to say, or Spencer for me, but
With the what?
for wild card, I like Spencer too.
Oh.
So hopefully, the Alani dogs do as good as I hope they will next week, and we will see.
We'll see.
All
Where can we
right.
find you, Kyra?
At Kyra Batte on Twitter.
And at Kaori at Twitter.
Kaori. And at Emilio E Jr on Twitter and Instagram.
Ooh.
Ooh, I'm there too.
All right, we love you guys. Make sure you go to iTunes, rate, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.